I want to know, how old were you when you lost your voice? At what age were you when life gave you laryngitis? Who muted your message? Who paused your poetry? Who invalidated your ideas? Today, let's have a courageous conversation to get your voice back. Let's talk about why silence is violence. Oh, you know what's up. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm yours truly, your host with the most, Dr. Eddie Connor. And it is an honor to speak life into your life today. I need you to hit the thumbs up button on this video. Come on, help a brother out, will you? Will you help a brother out? All you got to do is just tap that thumbs up button right there. Please, please, please. Tap in. Hit that thumbs up button. Also hit the subscribe button as well. Please. Please and thank you. I appreciate you. Really means a lot. Helping you grow your greatness. Help me to grow our channel for change. Our channel that creates change. Our channel that breaks chains. And you know how we do it, family. Let's pay that light bill. Drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. Yeah, it signifies that we're going to light it up. We too lit to quit. We turn it all the way up. Let's turn the brightness all the way up. Yeah, we're going to keep it 100 watts because we're going to have a 100. Keep it 100 conversation. Yeah, you know how we do it. Why? Because we are the light of the world. We're talking using as a subject today, get your voice back. Yeah. Why silence is violence. Listen, family, it's a lot going on today. Oh, come on now. There's a lot going on. Definitely on the outside of us, but also interpersonally. Life is chaotic. This adulting thing, it ain't always easy. Come on. Some of y'all wish for the old days where you go back to just being a kid. You want to have a Toys R Us moment. Yeah. Where a kid can be a kid. I think that's Toys R Us. That's the right jingle. Somebody let me know. If y'all ain't too young, But yeah, I mean, it's a lot going on these days. And so with that being said, when there's so much going on, when there's so much noise, when there's so much minutia, when you're trying to cut through the noise of life, it can really have a damaging effect on how you use your voice. It can have a damaging effect specifically because now you have to try to be as loud as you need to be because you're competing with so much noise, and now you find yourself losing your voice. Or you find yourself suffering in silence. Right? It's a story of a very, very rich man who had some exotic fish, and he would always feed his fish before he went to sleep. And one particular night, he was rather tired and wound himself dozing off and forgot to feed his fish. And as he would feed his fish, he would adjust the temperature of this exotic fish tank, that he had. I mean, he had all the type of exotic fish from pretty much all four corners of the world. And he would, take real serious consideration for his fish. One particular night, as he fell asleep and woke up, he saw that the next day that his fish had floated to the top of the tank. That's not a good look. That's not pretty much a good view, or specifically is not a good sign. And all of a sudden he realized that his fish had died because the aquarium was a little bit too high, the temperature. And rather than eulogize his fish, rather than write an epitaph, rather than create a cemetery within that fish tank, he asked a seminal question. He said, I wonder, did the fish scream at night and I didn't hear it? Some of us are silently screaming when we're looking for people to have a pulse in our pain, and we've lost our voice because we've been screaming so loud. We've been hemorrhaging and we've been hurting, and we found ourselves going hoarse simply because nobody could hear us. Sometimes the pain of what it is that you've gone through in life has become so vitriolic, has become so serious, has become to a particular place to where it's made you inept, to where you forgot about your profound sound. Yeah, you forgot about the aspect of who it is that you are and where it is that you've been called to be, and life has muted you. Life has kind of just put you in a chokehold to where you forgot about your message simply because you allowed somebody to mute it. I remember for me, being a kid growing up, for me, I had a lot of challenges when it came to finding my voice. You know, I was more of that kind of guy, and actions will speak louder than words for me. Wasn't really a type of guy who was going to move into a whole lot of words and a lot of language. Was rather reticent, rather hesitant, rather shy guy, really. You know, most people probably maybe see me as an ambivert, if not extrovert, simply because of the work that I do. But to a certain degree, you know, I'm still kind of introverted. But I was able to go to college, Eastern Michigan University, and for the first time in my life, I had to find a way to speak up for myself. When it came to scholarship, I got to speak up for myself. When it came to not getting a loan but a grant, I got to speak up for myself. When it came for me checking my grades and making sure that I'm going to see the academic advisor and making sure that I'm enrolling in the right type of classes, not just going along to get along, to make sure that I got room and board and I would become a resident advisor, I had to speak up for myself. My back was against the wall, and it really forced me to really find my voice. Come on, family, just type find your voice. Type find your voice. Sometimes you're finding your voice through pain. Sometimes you're finding your voice through isolation. Sometimes you're finding your voice through what it is that I had went through, overcoming stage 4 cancer. Sometimes you find your voice because your father's not there. And so now nobody's really able to model manhood for you. And so you have to learn on your own accord. You got to learn by watching other individuals in life and in society maneuver through life. Sometimes you bump your head. Sometimes you make mistakes. But you understand that it's a learning process. Right? You got to find your voice. Why? Because nobody can beat you being you. Nobody can speak up for you. Here's what I understand. If you tell my story, it's journalism. But when you tell your own story, it's a testimony. Come on, it's a testimony. Family, just type testify. Type testify. We're talking about get your voice back. Get your voice back. Why silence is violence? Who took the power of your voice away? Was it a political situation? Was it an internal situation? Was it a family situation? Was it a particular place where you thought somebody was going to heal you and help you, but they wound up hurting you and harming you? And so now you find yourself the second half of your life trying to get over the first half, and you lost your voice. And to a certain degree, when you lose your voice, here it is, you lose your identity. Nobody can express what you express the way that you express it, how you express it, in the idiosyncratic, unique, specific aspect of how you express it. Nobody can be intoxicated with exuberance of their intellectual verbosity like you are. Let me say that twice because it's also nice. Nobody can be intoxicated with the exuberance of their intellectual verbosity and be loquacious and bloviate like you do. To where you're able to connect, to where you can speak the King's English, to where you can connect with a common woman and man. And here's what you got to do. Got to find your voice. And here's what we often have to do. We got to dig deep to the particular place of where it is that we lost it. I don't know if you ever lost something and you're now trying to trace your steps. You know, if you like me, you're looking for your keys and they're in your hand. You're looking for your phone and it's on your ear. You're looking for your watch and it's on your wrist. Yeah. Pray for me. Moving so fast. But I'm talking about you actually losing something that's not in your possession. And now here's what you're doing. You're retracing your steps. For some of us, life is like that. You have to retrace your steps. When was it that I started doubting myself? When was it that I started losing confidence? When was it that I started feeling bad about who it is that I am? When was it that I started comparing myself to other people? And when you compare yourself to other people, in so doing, you are not wise. Why? Because comparison is the thief of joy. When was it? When did you lose it? Come on, you're looking for it in the lost and found section of life. Lost your joy, you lost your peace, you lost your place of increase. Time for you to find it so that you can recalibrate your life and move to another dimension. I'm helping you to do that when you become a member of my Eagles community. We help you to find your voice. We help you to find your spark. We help you to move into a particular place of getting better with words. Right? You can build your business. You can build your blueprint if you get better with words. If you get better at expressing yourself in a particular way that connects to people, where you're able to align yourself and you're able to express yourself and you're able to put your products and services in the hands of people to where here it is, it's so ingratiating to them. They said, listen, I need what you have because of the way that you express what it is that you do. I want to help you to do that. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. You need to be in a specific environment where it's not about competition, it's about collaboration, where nobody makes you feel insignificant simply because of the question that you have. Because no one of us has it all. Whereas this is what I understand. Life teaches you in two ways, mistakes and mentors. Better learn from the mistakes of a mentor than to make your own. Let me be that mentor for you. Let me teach you. Let me coach you. Let me train you. Let me empower you. Right? Mentors take what they've learned in decades and give it to you in days. They take what they've learned in moments and months and give it to you in minutes. We can do that. Become a part of my Eagles community. Get access to my private Facebook group. Get access to all of the content of what it is that we've shared with videos, with trainings, with coachings, with sessions. Get access to our live sessions. Go right now, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button. Fill out the form, be transformed. Let me know as well. Send me a DM. Write in the comment section, whatever the case may be. Let me know that you have registered. We would be glad to include you. You're watching In the Mix. Become a member of In the Mix. All you have to do is tap the link in the description of this video. Links in the chat. Salute to all of our members who are watching us right now. Yes. Salute to you. The comment section, you got a colorful aspect to where there is a color associated with the content of what it is that you post, what you type. That lets us know that you are a member of our community. Choose from one of the three options: VIP, Royalty, OQP. And my gift to you is to give you access to our members only area. Membership has its privileges. Go ahead, become a privileged individual by becoming a member of In the Mix. Talking about getting your voice back. Silence is violence. Why silence is violence? Simply because you perpetuate the negativity upon yourself by simply not expressing how you feel. And I'm not talking about expressing how you feel in a way that is damaging to other people, in a way that's deleterious, in a way that puts other people down. I'm talking about expressing how you feel in a way that is from a place of emotional intelligence, from a place that is boundary setting, from a place that, here it is, there is healthy communication. We're having a courageous conversation right now. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. Healthy communication is where it's about. And hear me, you can never have healthy communication with anybody else until you first have healthy communication with yourself. What do you say to you about you? How do you communicate with you about what it is that you do, who it is that you are, how it is that you feel? We got to get that type of conversation together, because that sets the barometer for how we show up in the world. Come on, you're showing up in the world as a second-rate version of yourself when you were called to be the best version of who it is that you are. But here's what's happening. The internal conversation that you have with yourself is off. Why? Because you keep telling you what other people said about you. And oftentimes what people say about you is antithetical and contradistinct to who it is and what it is that God told you about you. He told you that you're more than a conqueror, but you keep telling yourself that you're defeated and that you're a failure and that it'll never be this way and that it'll never happen this way. You keep telling yourself what you can't overcome, what you can't become. When you got to change your confession to change your possession. Come on, family, just type change your confession. Type change your confession. Yes, yes, yes. Type change your confession. Listen, let me just take a little station identification break real quickly. I don't want you to touch that dial. I want you to smile. Special message in the midst of this special message. I want you to stick and stay. More is on the way. After these messages, I'll be right back. Our schools are underfunded, teachers are underpaid, and our children are undereducated. Our classrooms, culture, curriculum, and communities are in crisis like never before. Education is the key, but the lock is broken. So how do we fix it? I'm so glad that you asked. I'm giving you strategies in my new book. It's my 17th book, by the way, called Strategies for Successful Schools. How to develop a diverse classroom of learners who read, lead, and succeed. This is a book that's available right now for our educational leaders. It's a must-read for school board members, parents, community advocates, transformative teachers, and yes, for those of you who desire to see our children lead and succeed. But not only that, so many of our young people are struggling with their academics, their mental well-being, limiting beliefs, procrastination, interpersonal trauma, and just feeling like they're hopeless. But what if there was a go-to guide to empower you to be a champion and our children to be a champion and empower them to overcome challenges? Here's the good news. I've got another book for you. It's my 18th one. Learners are Leaders, Strategies and Solutions for Student Success. It's got a 31-day journal in there. It's got affirmations, really a lot of valuable life lessons, ways to set smart goals for success, improve your mental well-being, foster academic success. So much more that is in store when you get not just one, but both of these books. They're both available right now on Amazon. Yeah, go get it right now. But also, you can get signed copies that are available at theeaglesacademy.com/books. Don't just get them for you, but also get them for someone else too. Yes, yes, y'all. And we don't stop. Come on, family. I need you to heed to these resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. We're having a courageous conversation right now. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. We're talking about get your voice back. Let me take a sip so I don't slip. Talking about get your voice back. Why silence is violence. Yeah. Why silence is violence. You know, I was at an event the other day, and you know, sometimes you're out and about and you may be wearing a nice little something. And so somebody said, hey, I like what you're wearing. And so, you know, you return the favor. I'm in this elevator. Say, hey, y'all looking great. Y'all looking great. And the person said, well, I don't know if thank you for letting me know I look great, but I don't know if I feel great. And I told him, I said, you know what? How you feel is not always real. Let me say that again. How you feel is not always real. Because here's what it is. Emotions are up and down. You can't even spell emotions without motion. So it's always on a continuum. Up, down, in, out, around and around. Emotions are so up and down sometimes. You know, during the day you want a honey bun. At night you want salmon. Right? Then you want some Tootsie Rolls. It's always up and down. You have to gauge to yourself what you're going to say to yourself, how you're going to feel about yourself, what you're going to do to and for yourself. Got to get to a particular place of that you are tapping in, checking in with yourself, and not allowing society and life to limit you by, here it is, giving you laryngitis. Yeah. Too many times we got so many other individuals in our life who are giving us laryngitis, or we have allowed life to give us laryngitis to where we don't speak truth to power. One of the causes of laryngitis is to how people lose their voice and how they're struggling to get their voice back. One of the causes of laryngitis is screaming. Notice this, what I said before the break. The man with the exotic fish, he said, I wonder, did the fish scream at night? And I didn't hear it. Some of us are at a fever pitch because we're screaming and it doesn't seem as if anybody's hearing us. We're screaming because we believe we're not being heard. And so as a result of it, here's what we have to do. We have to raise our voice to get attention. And for some people, since they can't get attention, here's what they settle for. They settle for pity. Some of us don't mind having issues. Some of us don't mind acting as if we're broken down and tore up from the floor up. Why? Because being broken gets us attention. Let me talk to somebody. Come on, family, just type get your voice back. Type get your voice back. We're not being heard, so we yell to feel seen. We're not being heard, so we act out. We're not getting the attention that we want. And so here's what we want to do. We want to create problems. But hear me, I told you, purpose-driven people don't cause problems, they solve problems. Purpose-driven people don't create problems, they solve problems. So here's what we want to do. We want to act out because we want to get attention. Our intention is attention. Rather than finding your voice and embracing who it is that you are and not chasing it, but becoming it. Oh, come here. You'll never have to chase if you become. You'll never have to chase purpose if you become a person of purpose. You'll never have to chase money if you become a purpose-driven person. Money's going to chase you. You never have to chase a blessing. If you become a blessing, blessings will chase you. So here's what you got to do. You got to be on assignment. You got to be in alignment. You got to be in divine alignment. Yeah. People feel they're not being heard. So I got to yell. I got to scream. I got to act out so that I can feel seen. And some of us are silently screaming because no one has a pulse on the pressure and the pain. You want everybody to now do what your parents didn't do. You want that man to be the father that you didn't have. You want that woman to be the mother for the qualities of what it is that you feel as if you're lacking. The internal dialogue of what it is that we have to have. The internal vitriolic pain of what it is that we've been experiencing, of the things that we need to heal from. All of that leads to losing your voice, to where you don't feel as if your voice is valued. Come on, I want to ask you, how long are you going to allow life to limit you and give you laryngitis? How long does laryngitis last? I'm so glad you asked. According to the researchers, it says it lasts as short as 3 days and as long as 2 weeks. For some of us, though, laryngitis has lasted for years. Ask that sainted ancestor. Ask that sister soldier. Particularly in her books, the late great Maya Angelou, she dealt with abuse for 5 years, from the ages of 8 to 13. She didn't speak. Here it is. She wrote a book, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. But here's the thing. She was a cage bird who didn't sing. And I'm wondering, I'm talking to you today. I'm talking to you. I'm trying to connect with you here. I want to ask you this question. At what age did you lose your voice? When did you stop speaking truth to power? When did life give you laryngitis? Who muted your message? What paused your poetry? Who invalidated your ideas? When did silence become violence against you? Because you refuse to express yourself. And simply because everybody's got a problem, whenever you express yourself, you say, I'm going to stop expressing myself. And so now you suppress yourself. Here's what I understand. Here's what I understand about laryngitis. Laryngitis, I need you to hear me. Laryngitis is contagious. Laryngitis is contagious. How do I know? Simply because you suffer the effects of someone else's symptoms to where now your voice is affected because someone's actions muted you. Laryngitis is contagious simply because association brings about assimilation. People who don't use their voice will stop you from using your voice. Come on, I need you to hear me. You got to get your voice back. You got to get around people who are going to use their voice unabashedly, unashamedly, unapologetically, and are going to speak truth to power. In the midst of a vitriolic political climate, will you use your voice? In the midst of depression and suppression and oppression and repression, will you use your voice? When people are food insecure, when people don't know if they're going, if they're coming, when it's in the midst of inflation, but you need elevation, will you use your voice? When people are dealing with trauma and the abscess of what it is that they've gone through, they need a testimony from you. Will you use your voice? We overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. Don't you dare lose your voice. Get your voice back. Come on. If you got to talk to yourself, if you got to start your own podcast, get your voice back. If you got to write your book, get your voice back. If you got to do emails to your list, get your voice back. If you got to go on social media and go live, find a way to thrive and get your voice back. Come on, somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Get your voice back. Sharpen your instrument. Your voice is your instrument. Sharpen it. Speak truth to power. We need you. Your voice has value. There's value in your voice. Somebody needs your story. Somebody needs your testimony. Somebody needs to know how you persevered. Somebody needs to know how you overcame that stumbling block and turned into a stepping stone. Somebody needs to know how you shifted from test to testimony, how you found ministry in your misery. Come on, that your mess became a message, that your stumbling block became a stepping stone. How God used your setback as a setup for your greatest comeback. How you found grace from grief. Somebody needs it. How did you find grace from grief? Somebody needs it for their relief. Come on, family. Just type discover. Type discover. Type discover. We're in a place of discovery and recovery. I'm learning something new as I recover from the old. I'm gaining something greater as I let go of what makes me feel lesser. Time to find your voice. Time for you to make the choice to be who and what it is that God called and created you to be. Family, this is a great place to sow. I want you to sow where you grow. I want you to make your seed a voice. Yeah. Whether that's a $5 seed, whether that's a $10 seed, whether it's a $55 seed, I want you to sow right here where you grow. This is where you grow. So I want you to sow. This is where you soar. I want you to sow. Links in the chat, links in the description for how to give, where to give. I'm joining my faith with yours that God does 30, 60, 100 fold in your life, that he increases you, that he empowers you, that he encourages you, that he strengthens you, that your latter shall be greater. I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. I want you to give your seed a voice. Make a choice to sow into good ground. This is good ground. We want you to sow into it. You can do that via super chat, via super sticker. Been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. Cash App as well. $ Access Identity, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr @gmail.com. I'm believing it's going to happen for you. As you're sowing your seed, here's what I want you to do. I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed, get my voice back. Maybe you're naming your seed, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I don't know what you're naming your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed, turn me up. Maybe you're naming your seed voice. Maybe you're naming your seed decision. Maybe you're naming your seed discovery. Maybe you're naming your seed recovery. Maybe you're naming your seed healing. I don't know what you're naming your seed, but I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed B3, bigger, better, brighter. Maybe you're naming your seed OQP, only quality people. That's connected to OQT, only quality thinking. Once you sow and name that seed. Again, links in the chat, links in the description for how to give, where to give, Cash App, $ Access Identity, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr @gmail. You've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. I want to thank you in advance for the seeds that you have sown to help our community, this show, to grow. You're helping us to broaden this broadcast by taking this message to cities and communities, to nations and neighborhoods. And I appreciate you for helping us to do that. Family, you've been having a super chat, and I hope this was a blessing. Somebody was somebody blessed by this? Was somebody enriched by this? Somebody gonna use your voice? Come on, yeah. Somebody gonna amplify that message? I sure hope so. We've been having a great conversation, especially with within the mix right here. And of course, you need to become a member of In the Mix. Yeah, go ahead. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video. All you have to do is click that. 3 options, VIP, royalty, OQP. Choose one of those 3. And I'll give you access to our members only area. Membership has its privileges. Let me give you behind the scenes to what life really is like for me. Yeah. Only in our members area. Unlock that even now. You want to make sure that you soar with us to another level and to a greater plane and greater place. And that happens with the ultimate partnership by becoming a member of my Eagles community. The benefits that you get, the transparency, the truth, the growth that takes place, the real kick it sessions to where we break things down to its granular level. When we're talking about business, when we're talking about spiritual gifts, when we're talking about relationships, when we're talking about interpersonal growth, you owe it to you to be in a community that empowers you and taps into the vision of what it is that you have. You don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. Join our team and let's catapult you to the next dimension. Go right now, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed, become a part of our live sessions, get the personalized feedback from me from some of the homework, Eagles Nest reflections that we do, become a part of our amazing empowerment group and our Facebook group. Of course, you get access to all of our live sessions and the past sessions of anything that we've ever covered and we've ever done. Again, you owe it to you to be in a community that empowers you and really wants to see you grow and fosters that. TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. Family, In the Mix is out of time. But y'all know I'm not out of truth. And so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I really do want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix. And we mix it up right here on the YouTube side. In order to do that, I need you to hit the thumbs up button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. And of course, sincere salute to all of you who are watching us on our social media, sister satellite stations on social media. Say that about 10 times. Sincere salute to you. And I just want to ask you, are we locked in? Are you my friend? We're going to step this way, step that way. Which way am I talking about? By friending me and follow me on all the social sites, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Put some respect on my name, family. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm personally inviting you to receive a word from me every single Sunday and Tuesday. Every Sunday, 10 a.m. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. where I serve as the pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Church in the city of Detroit. A church alive is worth the flight of the drive. 20470 Hubble Street is the address. 20470 Hubble Street in the city of Detroit. And I'm doing my best to save you a seat. It's been amazing. We fed over 1,000+ people in just about 8 weeks. We're growing. Members are coming. People are joining, becoming members. It's amazing. It's amazing. You owe it to you to be in a church where there's a grace for growth on it. Come expecting miracles, signs, and wonders. God is doing amazing things. Check us out, trwchurch.org. trwchurch.org. We'd be glad to see you, meet you, and greet you at one of our services. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, don't hesitate. Please reach out to me. Get any of my books on Amazon. Got 18 of them out there. You might as well add me to your library. Ebook, audiobook, hard copies, whatever's clever. You can also get signed copies at theeaglesacademy.com/books. If you're looking for a dynamic speaker, now why would you look any further? Come on, you know I'm the man for the job. So invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. All you got to do is email me to invite me, info@eddieconnor.com. And it would be an honor for me to empower you. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand. Yo, brother! And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, really got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure. A joy, yes, it has been beyond measure, but I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. Family, there is power in partnership, and we are better together, which is why I am on a mandated mission to activate 30, yes, 30 new action takers who are ready to soar beyond their limits. I'm ready to develop and deploy you into your gifts and your greatness. Now, are you ready? Well, get activated by joining the Eagles Academy, where we cultivate your gifts and your talents to become the greatest version of yourself. And we do this through weekly mastermind sessions where you receive strategies for exponential growth with self-paced Eagles Nest reflections that include personalized feedback to transform you, to renew your mindset, to empower you to take action and actualize your purpose. Are you an action taker? If so, today I ask you, are you ready to answer the call? Well, great. Then visit theeaglesacademy.com and become a member. For only $24.99, you will unlock unlimited knowledge and resources that will launch you and catapult you into the greatest version of yourself. I invite you to the winner's circle. On your mark, get set, go right now to theeaglesacademy.com and seize this moment.